Welcome to the Dogbus channel, home of the largest fleet of dog buses in the world. We're here in Van Cortlandt Park about a year and 4 months after we made our first video. And this is PERROS, our 2008 Chevy-based Collins Bantam childcare bus, and it's also our best bus. PERROS is straight out of the OC, that is Orange County, California, via Joshua Tree National Park, Saguaro National Park, the Oregon National Monument, White Sands National Park, the Ozark National Forest, the Great Smoky Mountains, and Jefferson National Park. We stayed in a motel one night in Oklahoma where the wind comes sweeping down the plains, and otherwise we camp by the bus every night. Now, despite this being my third trip across the country, this was the first time that my wife was able to come, which was a great experience for both of us. And it's only with her previous encouragement and cooperation that I was able to do the first two trips. And we made it across the country for the third time with no problems. And those having been my only trips ever across the country, I have now seen many of the great sights of this country, all in dog buses. It's been pretty amazing, and it's all just over the past few years. In the Ozarks, PERROS became the first, and maybe only dog bus ever, to ford a river. That was from a campground that would be otherwise inaccessible, and a place where you better check the weather before you stay, otherwise you might get stuck. PERROS is arguably our best bus, as it's had only one major issue, and it was totally expected. I got a call about 2 months after we put it into service from our driver. He said that it was spitting out steam and overheating, and he knew to stop the bus immediately, and that's all it took to save it and make sure it could still last forever. I came down to save it with animals, and I drove it about a mile to the nearest gas station, stopping a couple of times to let the temperature go back down, and it was fixed. A relatively reasonable cost repair. And this is the type of repair that pretty much any mechanic can do. Very common repair, very common part. And though I would have liked to take it to our fleet garage, that place is 30 miles away, and I was not getting a tow if my life depended on it. And you can learn more about why I will not get a tow in our last video about dingoes. In any case, the water pump repair was totally reasonable cost, totally reasonable situation, and it was done quite quickly, actually. Otherwise, PERROS has been only for regular maintenance, and I was pretty happy and feeling cheeky most recently when I brought it into the fleet mechanic at Bluebird Bus Service, and I told them the only things that I know to be broken on this bus are a knob on the air conditioner and the insert to hold on the front license plate. Those were crumbling. So that's about $6 worth of parts, and otherwise it's been great. It did need a recharge of the rear AC, which was fine after more than a year. And the front AC was actually still blowing super cold. PERROS is in fact our best bus when all factors are taken into consideration, including its initial cost, its ongoing operational costs, and its maintenance costs, both expected and unexpected. I also particularly enjoyed the buying experience of this bus because the price was reasonable and it was at a clearly small family business in California, where I met both the father and son. And I particularly enjoyed speaking with the son, who told me that he'd much rather be selling exotic sports cars and cars that are in general more fun, rather than things like utility vans and pickup trucks. And my advice to him was that vehicles that are useful are, in the long run, definitely a far better proposition than vehicles that people don't really need so much as want. I was there to get a vehicle that I needed. At that dealership, they also had a garage that appeared to be in great disarray, while having competent mechanics as well, who actually worked on the bus just a little bit to make sure it was absolutely perfect before I took it, including recharging the AC. And I did tell them that I was pretty much there for the air conditioner. One great thing that the dealer hadn't even noticed or advertised was that this bus came with a catalytic converter shield. And it appeared really well installed and meant for the purpose, unlike mine, which were custom jobs. You should see our videos about animals and dingoes for more information on our catalytic converter shield drama. But they are absolutely necessary to keep our buses in reliable service, and we have had them stolen. This is Vault Hill, the burial place of the Van Cortlandt family, and it is also very spooky. You guys think this place is pretty spooky? I think it's pretty spooky. PERROS should be my favorite bus, and maybe it is, but I never really get to spend any time with it. It's always in service. It's never sitting in my driveway for any appreciable amount of time, and it's just been reliable. So that's why I'm here today in Van Cortlandt Park recording this video on foot. PERROS is just too good. And I figured maybe you guys would like some more dog walking footage anyway.
That's all I've got for now for PERROS. The fact that it's not too interesting might just be a good thing. I did promise in the video on dingoes that I'd do a comparison of the GM dashboards over the years, but it turns out we have another bus to include in that, which could be a short video on its own. So it also turns out that this video will not be the last in our introductory series about all of our buses. Stay tuned for more on that. Surely we didn't go across the country, again. Please like and subscribe and tell us what you'd like to know about our dog buses, and it would be great to hear from other dog bus owners. Thanks.